It was the same prayer I had prayed for months. I began to calm down, but I couldn't go back to sleep. My mind began to wander, and I started thinking about you. Yes, I'm talking about you, Mama. I began to think about all the moms who suffer from anxiety. I knew there were moms who were too embarrassed or proud to get help. They probably were beating themselves up, thinking anxiety was a sign God had abandoned them. They may think it was a spiritual issue and not even know anxiety is a medical condition. I knew there were moms who, after sharing their struggles with others, were told to just pray some more and left feeling worse about themselves. Well, after thinking all of that, I knew I had to do something. I knew I had to write this book. I thought about how I wanted to approach this, how to approach you, and what words I needed to say. I've read a lot about being a Christian with anxiety, and let me tell you, not all books made me feel better. Some books gave me comfort and hope, but very few. Others left me feeling ashamed of my condition or how I felt, which is not the result you want from a self-help book. They addressed it from the standpoint that having anxiety is unbelief, and we're sinners for not trusting God more. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to refer to anxiety as sin. I'm not here to condemn you. You live with anxiety, so you know it's real. And for some of us, it's an imbalance of the chemicals in our brains. I will not make you feel ashamed for having anxiety. I'm not going to call it unbelief. You know your relationship with God better than anyone. I'm not going to assume that because you get anxious, you don't believe enough. I'll point you to Scripture and talk about how you can better your relationships with God so you may cope better, but I'm not going to tell you that you're praying wrong or not believing hard enough, because that's not helpful when people say those things to you. You're a mom fighting through anxiety, and you need the comfort that another mom is there with you. Hey, I'm right here. And the hope from God that can and will get us through this. I want to approach this as two friends who share the same struggle. So imagine we're sitting at a Starbucks drinking coffee. I love coffee, first thing you should know about me. And talking about anxiety and our faith. Imagine I'm a good friend. No judgment. And seriously, no judgment. I get super vulnerable in this book and share some pretty weird, downright embarrassing stuff. We're just two mamas who feel like their anxiety has gotten out of control since becoming mothers, and it's robbing us of our joy in motherhood. Now, I'm going to be honest here. I don't know if I'll ever be healed of my anxiety. I know. How can I say that if I'm here writing a book about Jesus and anxiety? Yes, I do believe Jesus heals. I've seen his work in the lives of others and in my own life. Jesus heals. I'm not denying that. And he may very well heal me someday. But what I'm saying is, I may have seasons when my anxiety is heightened and it's overwhelming, like the season I'm currently coming out of. And I may have seasons when it doesn't bother me as much. It may come and go, off and on for the rest of my life. But what I know is when I get to the gates of heaven and see God's face for the first time, I want him to say this: "You've suffered a lot, my daughter, but you never took your eyes off of me." Even if I have this mental illness for the rest of my life, I'm staying focused on him because he's my source of strength. And that, my friend, is where we'll find joy in our anxiety. Before we get started, though, I feel like I have to tell you something. I'm not a doctor. I have no medical or counseling background. I'm also not a pastor, nor do I have advanced knowledge of theology. I'm a stay-at-home mom who is a former human resource professional. My degree is in business, not in psychology. And most days, I am in my pajamas running after kids and wiping snotty noses. I'm a mom, just like you, who has lived with anxiety my entire life and relies on my faith to get by. So before we dig into this, I want to make it clear my book is not